Guys, Anders TCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the results from the Frankfurt Regionals over in Germany as well as the Monterrey Regionals over in Mexico. There's going to be a lot of crazy things to take down, or actually to note down from these events because, yeah, Gardevoir was literally everywhere. And what will that do to the meta going forward? Because there's still a couple of events left in this Black Bolt and White Flare meta game. So if you guys are excited, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. And let's dive into some crazy results from this weekend. As we can see here, this is going to be phase 1. So yeah, there's also something strange that happened during the Frankfurt Regionals is that the first round of day 2 was played during the first day. So technically you can state it like this: if you have a 5-2-1 score, that means you have 16 points, you actually gain access to phase 2, and phase 2 will actually be played the first round during the first day, which kind of is insane to think about. So phase 1 is actually what we take a look at here, as the most popular deck in the room is Dragapult Dusknoir with 50% meta share. We see that Gholdengo really dropped down a lot because we saw at the World Championships that it was like 20% or something. Now it really slowed down a lot. So we have seen with Gholdengo there were variants with Togekiss, variants with Chansey, variants with Scizor. So a lot of different variants with Gholdengo. We're going to be taking a look at the most successful Gholdengo list later. But yeah, you see here the most popular deck in the room, Dragapult Dusknoir, followed up by Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is always in the top 3 of the popular decks out there. It is for good reason. A lot of new players enter these events, and Raging Bolt is actually one of those archetypes that is very easy to play, as you can go Teal Dance, Sada, get energies into play and get knockouts, right? So and with the help of Noctowl you can even find your Sadas easily. So that's the second most popular deck. Then yeah, Gholdengo, the third most popular deck, and then Gardevoir 10%. Crazy thing about Gardevoir is that it is a little bit underplayed on the popularity scale, because I still think that Gardevoir is one of the strongest archetypes we've ever seen. With good reason. It has won like almost all the events out there, and that is making a statement for Psychic Embrace, the ability of Gardevoir. Then we have Charizard, Pidgeot also on the graph, as well as Joltik, Gholdengo, Yak. So a lot of Gholdengo percentages went to the Gholdengo in my opinion. So there's that. If we take a look at the best of the rest, so we see a little bit of Marnie's Grimmsnarl, Tera Box, Joltik Box, which was the archetype I played, not to some good success this time around, so unfortunately. And we also saw some evolution and then straight Dragapult. What do we see with, if we go to phase 2, note to self, the first round of phase 2 was played during the first day, and then there were still 5 more rounds left on the second day. So we see here Dragapult Dusknoir hanging in there with their 50%. There we have Raging Bolt 12%, Gardevoir gained 1 percentage point, Gholdengo also stuck around, and Tera Box was of course the deck that converted the best out of this yeah, graph. If you can take a look at, there was not even Tera Box on the first page, and then out of nowhere, boom, we see here that Tera Box is joining itself, and Charizard dropped down a little bit there. If we take a look at the best of the rest for phase 2, is that Charizard was still around with 5%, Joltik around, Evolution Box, and Crystal also came around a little bit. Then we see here the conversion rates, as the scene here, Charizard did quite okay, Joltik, Gholdengo, Gardevoir did okay. So these are like the most popular decks if you want to be playing an event in the upcoming weeks. So taking a look at the results, we have Rune Hermans from Belgium. That's right, he was able to win the entire event with Gardevoir, and this is a very crazy Gardevoir build, as it also won the Monterrey Regionals over in Mexico. And it actually was popularized by Henry Chow of all people, and Henry Chow got 2nd place at the Monterrey Regionals. Albain Ahmed got 1st place at the Monterrey Regionals. Michael Davison got 4th place at the Monterrey Regionals. So this is, like, look at that. That's kind of insane. So we see here that this Gardevoir list is the best around. We did play with that yesterday on the channel, so if you want to see that in action a little bit, there is gameplay footage up on the channel. But the main thing you can note down here is that there's an 8th copy of the Psychic Energy in there. Drifloon has been removed, and we also see a 4th copy of the Earthen Vessel in there. So this is probably the most consistent streamlined version of Gardevoir around. So if you want to be playing Gardevoir, I think you should move forward going with this exact build. So very, very strong indeed. And we see here Mew EX around, Lily's Clefairy also around. Mew EX is slowly but steadily more in the 60 just because of the fact that you can draw cards with the restart. So as a little bit of a draw engine internally as well. So there is that. Continuing on, we have Tord Reklev from Norway with, of course, if you don't know Tord Reklev by now, you have been living under a rock because he has been dominating the scene ever since like 2017, I would say. So almost like a decade of strong and crazy results. So we have Dracopult Dusknoir with the inclusion of a high amount of rare candy. So this is the innovation that happened at during this weekend. I was also surprised by that because I also got destroyed by a Dracopult Dusknoir, not expecting them to rare candy, but rare candy into Hilda. New upper energy evolution is very, very strong, and with 4 rare candies, it makes sense why this deck got everyone out of guard, caught everyone off guard, because you just don't expect a Dracopult list to be that quick. So 4 research, 4 Iono, so a very streamlined version as well. A little bit low on the energy department, so we have 2 luminous energy, 2 psychic, 1 fire, 1 new upper. So in total, that's only 6 energies. And Tord was also looking for his new upper energy at the during the finals, couldn't find it. So you can make it a little bit more consistent on the energy department, but with 4 rare candies, that's the scariest thing you've ever seen. Candy Dusknoir into like Stretcher Candy, another Dusknoir, destroying everyone with Phantom Dive. That's how this deck flows. So very cool to see. We also see Kito Arai from Japan, all the way from Japan, again 3rd place. Was also featured on stream, and we see here this is a straight Dracopult list with a very, very small package of Dusclops. So a 1/1 line is all they need, and they are going for way more energies. That is 8 energies in total, and Tord Reklev went for 6 energies. This 60 is cutting down on the high amount of rare candy, making it way more consistent, and also having options out there like Cornerstone Ogerpon as a tech card, Maractus as a tech card, so a little bit more teched out, even Penny as well as Turosa Scenario, so you are prepared for getting your Pokemon out of the active as well. So if you happen to start with like your Blood Moon or your Cornerstone, you can pick it up with Penny as well. And with the Penny, it's also possible to reuse stuff like Halucha as well. So very, very cool, straightforward list of Dracopult. Then another Dracopult at Blaziken. We have Fabian Peugeot, also featured on stream. Very, very cool, innovative build with Dracopult, but paired up with Blaziken EX. And the ability of Blaziken EX allows you to accelerate a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, allowing you to, of course, get additional energy for your Phantom Dive, but also can work with the effect of Monkey Dory, so you can get those darkness energies into play. Blaziken EX, also a perfect way to deal with stuff like Gholdengo EX, so that's also super awesome. And there's also the Chew in there, so if you ever see a Crustle or anything like that, there is an answer for that as well. But the Chew also very good against Gholdengo. You can also use Blaziken to knock out Teal Mask Ogerpon, so this is actually a very unique build, as it is paired up with Blaziken, also having the Pecharan in there. The Pecharan, you might think, why do we need that? Well, it allows you to just trap opponents and poison them. And that means that you can sometimes knock people out because of the poison residual damage, and that means stuff like Phasantipity does not activate. We also see L-Gem allow you to move energies from one Pokemon to another and the opponent's side of the field. A little bit of controlling archetype. That can mean with situations that can happen. You can move the new up energy to something like a Badoo, for example. So there's this L-Gem making some energy disruptive shenanigans happen. And also you have access to Shaman to protect your bench. This only protects your non-rule box Pokemon, but your low HP Pokemon require evolution. And Wellspring Ogerpon was literally everywhere this weekend. Did really well, so there's a good reason for that. So also played by Thomas Lunai. So I think they practice together. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, very cool build indeed. Then we have Dominic Fink with Joltik Box. This is a Joltik box that is actually playing some cards that I actually debated. Me and my teammate Leonard also played Joltik Box during this event. And we're a very big fan of the Genesect with the Ace Nullifier. It actually won me a lot of games during the tournament. I'm going to be showcasing the vlog like tomorrow or the day after that, so you can see that. Also a big fan of Iron Leaves, definitely with a lot of like Charizard hype into this event. It really helps out. And also getting out of the active position with Maractus trapping is why Iron Leaves is so good in this archetype. Streamlined version with like 4 Arven, 4 Crispin, 4 Boss, 4 Pokegear. So they did cut down on 1 Ultra Ball. to add in the 4th copy of Pokegear, I would say. Also, Super Rod is something that we switched over to a Night Stretcher. I can understand the Super Rod because it has some synergy with Crispin, but Night Stretcher gets you the instant card that you need. So there's a very similar 60 that I play. I think we played like 3 cards different. Like we had also the Double Bravery Charm. A huge fan of that. We actually played a Vitality Band over the Future Booster Energy Capsule. We played an additional Ultra Ball over the 4th copy of Pokegear. And all the rest, also a Super Rod over the Night Stretcher. That's it. The exact same 60 otherwise. So Joltik Box, still good in this format. You go for IMP very much and finish it off with Pikachu and stuff later. We have Drew Stephenson with Gholdengo. Let's see what kind of Gholdengo this is. This is a straight Gholdengo, but also piloting the Fan Rotom. The reason why Fan Rotom is so great is that this 60 is also playing Arven. And if you go second, you can go Arven, Secret Box, get out your Stadium, get out your Air Balloon, get out your Buddy Puffin, and then you can donk or actually get the first knockout with Fan Rotom instantly, which is very, very strong because that means you don't need to cheese out additional prizes with the help of stuff like Togekiss or with the help of stuff like Chansey. You can just, if you go second, attack with Fan Rotom, and there's also the one prize Gholdengo with Strike It Back to help change the prize trade, and there is the Rev of Room allowing you to, of course, get a bigger hand size, also a high amount of Turo in here, so a more streamlined version of Gholdengo with less tech and more draw power with Rev of Room. Love to see it. Continuing on, we have Mies Brenningmeijer from the Netherlands. We saw him in the documentaries of Andrew Mahone over at Tricky Gym. So we see a bunch of Tera Boxes here. So let's start with the first one from Mies. And this is actually playing a 101 line of Pidgeot EX. Very innovative because Pidgeot will allow you to win games, because if you establish Pidgeot, you have Quick Search, and that means you can get any card you want from the deck. And yeah, they did make some cuts left and right to make this actually happen. And if you have access to the Pidgeot, it's very good. So this archetype, the star is actually Wellspring Ogerpon combined with Sparkling Crystal and Crispin, allowing you to go for the Torrential Pump. You can also attack with Pikachu EX, and you have access to a 4/4 line of Noctowl. Because you're actually playing a 101 line of Pidgeot EX and Rare Candy, you're going to be able to, of course, establish Pidgeot EX, and then you can go either way, finding whatever card you were missing during a specific turn. So very cool to see that innovation in Tera Box. I was expecting Tera Box at this event, and yeah, it did really, really well. Then we have Alexander Soleil from Belgium as well. So two people from Belgium in the top 8. That's awesome to see. This is another Tera Box, and this Tera Box is playing Iron Leaves to protect itself from being trapped with Maractus, but also having access to Iron Leaves, the attack, to deal with Charizard EX, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, or maybe even a random Roaring Moon if you see that. So we see Mesagosa as the 3rd stadium over the Jamming Tower, so that is allowing you to flip a coin of heads. You can, of course, get that Pokemon you want, as back in the days of Lugia. Doesn't always work, but if you can get it off, it's awesome. Also works underneath stuff like Item Lock. And then there's also the Briar to cheese out additional prizes when the opponent is at exactly 2 prizes. That could be really, really useful, of course, in matchups that sometimes cheese out additional prizes. You want to be faster than the opponent to take all your prizes like that. Alright, and then we have Maciej Koźnacki from Poland as well. I sat next to him, I think, during round, was it 6 or something? So we have here a very unique build of Tera Box as well. They have incorporated some unique cards. First of all, Judge. How broken was Judge up against the stream match against Fabian Peugeot? So we see here, Judge, very strong to put the opponent to a low hand size as soon as your 2nd turn. You have access to End's Plan to switch some energies from your bench to the active. And this 60 also comes back with Volcanion to burn the opponent's active Pokemon, allowing you to now one-shot stuff like Pikachu EX quite easily. So yeah, also can push yourself with some additional damage output. That means stuff like a Blood Moon can get knocked out by your own Blood Moon because of the Volcanion. The Switch really helping out with that regard. So yeah, more Tera Box action, only 2 stadiums in here. Let's go. Then another Gardevoir with Konsta Kamala from Finland, always doing great at tournaments. This is a 1/1 line of the Jelly Sand EX, shutting down tool cards and item cards, and also coming back with the Drifloon. A lower package of the Monkey Dory though, so only a 2-2 line of Monkey Dory, but incorporating some item lock situations, not even playing TM Devolution, but just having access to item lock in specific matchups can really offswing the price rate, and also cutting down the Earth Vessel here. 3 is the norm, and you see here 7 energy, so if you put in an 8 energy and another Earth Vessel, you can remove your Jellicent package, so there's that. And also if you remove Drifloon and add in, there's also a ton of rare night stretchers in here, so no super odd. 4 stretchers was the norm. Stretchers are scary if you're seeing an archetype that plays the Toadstool. Richard Herman from Germany playing something very unique is going to be the Greninja build with Grand Tree. Also an archetype we still need to check out on the channel because I still think this is a very unique build. Again, if people are starting playing Shaman, it's going to be less interesting, but even if they play Shaman, you have access to Dusknoir to pop the Shaman. So what do we do here is we have a high amount of rare candy. We have Grand Tree, and as soon as you get 1 water energy onto your Froakie, you can threaten the turn 2 Mirage Barrage, and that's going to be slapping 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Combine that with the Curse Blast of a Dusknoir, and you can bench wipe an entire field of Pokemon. How amazing is that? Also, with Greninja EX having access to Shinobi Blade, you can attack and get any card you want to the deck. Combine that with Quick Search, and you can get a lot of cards and combo pieces flying left and right. The Colress's Tenacity can get you the Grand Tree as well as an energy, and the Ignition energy is going to be very important to chain the Mirage Barrages. So unique build, fantastic, and I'm a big fan of it. Then we have Mike Ellis, also Coster from Great Britain, of course. We have Grimmsnarl Frostlass, the most well-performing Grimmsnarl build of the bunch. We see here initially a 3rd copy of Frostlass. It's a 2-3 line. You don't see that very often, but with a high amount of early game search with Buddy Buddy Puffin, you're going to be drawing into your Frostlasses a little bit more easier. You have 4 research, 4 Iono, so that's why it's a 2-3 line. A high amount of Monkey Dory, high amount of Darkness energies is going to be very fantastic. It's going to be flying. You have TM Devolution, very strong in this archetype, because if you're able to establish a Frostlass, you're going to be able to damage a lot of opponent's Pokemon. Also with a 3rd copy of Frostlass, if you have one on hand, you can still TM Evo 2 Snorrens, if that makes any sense. And also note to self is that Iron Bundle can push away low HP Pokemon that you don't want to be Shadow Bulleting onto it. And also an additional energy switch to get more Monkey Dories activated than ever before. I love this list. Have to try it out at one point as well. Then we have Benjamin Gorgos from Germany with Conkeldurr. Crazy. This is a Conkeldurr build playing Fan Rotom and allowing you to get yourself Pidgeot EX established. With Gravity Mountain, with Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, it's going to be very nice because that means you can poison your own Conkeldurr. With the help of Binding Mochi, you're going to be hitting the number 320 damage output. Binding Mochi pushing yourself to 290, the poison damage hitting you to 300, and the Gravity Mountain pushing it down is actually 330 that you can knock out. So the perfect numbers to knock out anything in the game currently, and with, of course, no energies necessary, the Gutsy Swing can attack, assuming you are actually poisoned. You also come back with the Enriching Energy, allowing you to, of course, draw 4 cards. Combined with the runaway draw of the Dunsparce, you're always seeing 7 cards. Hilda can find Energy and Evolution. Colress's Tenacity can find Stadium or an Energy. So the energy, the Enriched Energy will go flying back and back and back, which is awesome. And also note is that with Jet Energies, you can actually start attacking on the very first turn, going second with Assault Landing. I played a very similar build that got top 32 over on the channel, so definitely check it out on the channel if you want to be seeing some Conkeldurr action. Very unique, awesome build for sure. Now we have Kai Wainwright from the UK with Dracopult, Dusknoir, and this is the classic Dracopult Dusknoir that we were accustomed to. So with Jamming Towers in there, playing it slowly, having Maractus as a way to slow the opponent down even further. An insane amount of rare candy. So if you remove all the rare candy, you have space for all the tech cards like Jamming Tower, Maractus, etc. So also adding in more energy. So this is playing 7 energies. But yeah, more Dracopult Dusknoir. Dracopult Dusknoir, a very successful build with, of course, a lot of Dracopults in the top 16, a lot of Tera Box, so those are the main winners, but of course Gardevoir doing incredibly well. Then we have 15th place Joel Nugent with Raging Bolt. Let's see what this Raging Bolt comes back with. So not only are they playing Koraidon, they're also playing Slitherwing. I was expecting tons of Slitherwing with the popularization of Joltik Gholdengo that we saw at the World Championships. Now we see the inclusion of not only Koraidon but also Slitherwing. So more focus on one prize Pokemon as you come back with Raging Bolt, Koraidon, and Slitherwing. So if you ever see a Crustle, it is not making any difference. So Crustle was not well positioned for this event, it seems. Tons of Gardevoir, and everyone has their one prize options. Think about Chiyu, think about Koraidon, so there is that. This is a streamlined version of Raging Ball with just an additional one prize Pokemon in there. Other than that, it's alright. Also a Turo to protect yourself from Maractus trapping, because your only way out is like Prime Catcher and Turo, I would say. Okay, and then we have the last one in top 16. It's going to be David Valerian Rezevska from Germany. I think I played against this person before during the Lille Regionals last year. Okay, here we have Gardevoir with Jellicent and also one copy of TM Devolution. 4 copies of Darkness Energy and 4 copies of Munkidori really go hand in hand with the TM Devolution strategy. They cut some corners left and right to make it happen, but this is the 60 eventually. Only 2 stretchers, 1 Super Rod. We also don't see Drifloon, a 4 copy of the Munkidori. So yeah, there is definitely some things to think about when you're playing Gardevoir. So most successful build was the most consistent build. That's how it is. And the most successful, if we take a look, we have some more Gholdengo, Raging Bolt, Dragapult. There was some Charizard action going around. Also Ho-Oh Armarouge. If you want to check that out, go check out limitlesstcg.com. But yeah, if we take a look at the statistics here, we did of course see Dragapult. I think Gholdengo underperformed 100%. Gardevoir overperformed as usual. Tera Box also did really well. So I think the big winners, Gardevoir, Tera Box, Dragapult in my opinion. Continuing on, there was another regional that happened over in Monterrey, over in Mexico. Played with 1,620 players. Over in Frankfurt, there was 2,433 players, meaning the biggest regionals over in Europe. And let's take a look at some statistics. We see the most successful deck overall was Gholdengo here, then Dragapult and Gardevoir. So a little bit of the same. The meta has not changed at all. And Gardevoir dominated that top 8. If we take a look at that top 8, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 Gardevoirs. And the funny fact is that there were 3 Gardevoirs in the top 4. And they were all the same 60. So we have Abain Ahmed winning the entire event with the same 60 that Rune Hermans over in Frankfurt used, as well as Henry Chow got 2nd place and Michael Davidson got 4th place. So the exact same 60. I talked about it before, as mentioned, the big innovation, making it more consistent, additional Psychic Energy, additional Earthen Vessel, and that's it. Continuing on, there was Gardner Melnick from United States as well with Tera Box, and this Tera Box coming packed with 1 Iron Leaf, so we don't want to get trapped. Also, the Briar still part of the archetype. Only 1 energy switch though, so that's a little bit risky in my opinion. If your Sparkling Crystal is prized, you're gonna be it's gonna be quite hard to chain attacks. But you also have your like mid-game Lily's Clefairy, your late-game Blood Moon. Yeah, so also it was played by Caleb Rogerson, getting 5th place, and Rahul Reddy getting 12th place, as well as Justin Templar 47th place. So a well performing 60. There we go. Yeah, it was actually Caleb Rogerson. So we have like this 60 piloted by a lot. So there's the same 60 as Gardner Melnick. So I was like the same 60 in the top 60. Like, that's insane. Testing groups are really coming together here, as you see here. The same 60 Guardy, 3 copies in the top 8. The same 60 Tera Box, 2 copies in the top 8. Kind of crazy. Brian Kim also came with the same 60. Is it the same 60? No, it's a different 60. Okay. Still playing Jellicent, the TM Devolution. It was a different 60, but it was also at one point played by Henry Chow at the World Championship. So, yeah. Henry Chow, the innovator of Gardevoir. Gardevoir spread everywhere. Will this deck ever be stopped? So less copies of Bravery Charm we see here. Also Jellicent in the mix. And 3 copies. 3 Munkidori seems to be like the perfect norm. Then we have Arat Gomez from Mexico. Dragapult with Charizard. Okay, unfair stamp. You don't see it that often anymore these days. But pushing the opponent to a low hand size. You come back with Chiyu as a fire type attacker up against Gholdengo, Teal Mask, Ogre Pawns, all that stuff. You have Dragapult, which you can use against specific matchups, but also Charizard, which you can use against specific matchups. So you can go both ways. It's a little bit of a hybrid, and it is working out. Also, Defiance Band. It's been a while since I've seen Defiance Band in action, but Defiance Band on Phantom Dive can really, really punish opponents for sure. Then there is another Charizard with Frank Luciano. Charizard Pidgeot with Dusknoir in there, so with the maximum belt as well. So this is a very straightforward build. You just go second, or if you go first, if you have a great hand, it happens, but you go second mostly. Go for TM Evolution, get your Charmeleon, get your Pidgeotto established, and then go from there. You can even blow up your Dusknoirs to help boost your damage output of the Burning Darkness of a Charizard EX. And of course, there's Briar to surprise the opponent, to of course take additional prizes when the opponent is at exactly 2 prize cards remaining. 2 copies of Jacques to stitch out all of this evolution shenanigans, and even a Quafa to draw some cards in a pitch if everything is not working your way. Tatsugiri working together to find your Arven to get your combo going. And this is also playing the Mist Energy to make sure you cannot get devolved or any special effects of attacks do not go through with the Pokemon Mist Energy is equipped to. Okay, there's that. Then we go 9th place with Vicente Mirales from Chile with Gardevoir. This is a Gardevoir build, a little bit ahead of its time with Shaman, so it was protecting the bench and was predicting some Tera Boxes, and also coming back with Fluttermane, which is a very great card in the mirror match, as the residual damage of the Hex Hurl is very great. Can also shut down the opponent's active their abilities. Can also sometimes work against stuff like Gholdengo to shut them down, because you do come back with the TM Devolution strategy as an option. So also a cool build, was played by Marcos Cifuentes over in Monterrey, getting top 16 as well, so 2 lists together. So it seems that if you have a testing group, you always will perform better. Jose Lagunes Mertret, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, from Mexico with Dragapult Dusknoir. Okay, what do we see? 7 energies, so more energies. We see the Jamming Tower as well, which means, you don't have room for rare candy. So you can go get rid of the, cut some corners, cutting your Jamming Towers, cutting your energy and adding in rare candy. That's something that Tord Ratcliffe did, but this 60 also did well all together here. Dragapult, Dusknoir, not more to say. Hilda really made this deck way better. Either Jarilo Soto from Mexico with straight Dragapult, and this straight Dragapult piloting, of course, the Toadskrull, making sure with the slime mold colony that the people cannot get stuff back from their discard pile. Superior Energy Retrieval blocked, Night Stretcher blocked as a little bit of an example. Very great to shut those down. Maractus to trap opponents, Halucha. So this has more Bosses orders in there. So you have options. This is playing 8 energies as well. So having more consistency in the 60, but no rare candies. I would love to see 1 candy, I suppose. Rahul Reddy's Tera Box, we did see it before because of Carter Melanek and Caleb Rogerson, so nothing more to say. Same 60. Then there's Joshua Frink with Tera Box as well. This Tera Box also piloted by Tyler Matthews. So what do we see here? It is actually Eevee Box, in my opinion. It's like Tera Box with a small package of Eevee in there. So we have Boosted Evolution Eevee, 1 Flareon, 1 Leafeon. Very nice because the Eevee can evolve instantly when it's in the active position, meaning you can get a Flareon out of nowhere. Crispin, get the Eevee going, and boom, you can blow up Gholdengos. Same goes for the Leafeon. You can blow up Charizards left and right. So this is the unique build that they added. Actually, also Gravity Mountain as the 3rd stadium. So I think Tera Box is a little bit in a debate. What do I use as a 3rd stadium? We've seen Jamming Tower. We've seen Masagosa. We now see Gravity Mountain. So the funny fact is that I almost played Tera Box with Gravity Mountain as well. The Gravity Mountain was laying around in my car. And it was in there because I was thinking about the fact that Pikachu can then also deal with 320 or 330 HP Pokemon. Now we have Eyarco Valencia from Chile with Raging Bolt. This is a unique build because this Raging Bolt is playing 2 copies of the Sniping Raging Bolt with Thunderburst Storm. What does that mean? You're going to start with it more oftenly, definitely because you also play Ditto, and that means that having the turn 1 energy onto Raging Bolt really helps out. Also a 4th stadium in the form of Lavincia, which means you can get 2 lightning energies instantly to the hand if you want to, which is gonna help to not run out of energies, I suppose, because You have 2 stretchers. There is no copy in there of the energy retrieval. Instead, there's a glass trumpet, which allows you to, of course, get some energies instantly fast onto the fields with glass trumpet. Even though like energy retrieval is, in my opinion, a little bit better, this can, yeah, also get the job done to get energies right there. 4 copies of Crispin. Okay. Now I see it. Now I see the light. 4 copies of Crispin means you can... Oh, this is more focused on Baby Raging Bolt than any other Raging Bolt archetype I've seen. So 2 copies of Raging Bolt, 3 copies of Steel Mask, Ogerpon, and yeah, they cut some corners for sure because they want to focus on Raging Bolt. Crazy. Unique build. We have Ioannis Rodrigo Garcia Lopez from Mexico with Iron Torns. Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Torns has returned. Iron Torns, you remember in Honolulu with the Iron Torns winning. We see here a unique build with Crushing Hammer. Remember, lots of archetypes out there are playing less and less energies. Think about Tort innovating with like a low amount of energies in Dracopult just to make room for rare candies. You judge them out of existence and you Crushing Hammer all the energies away. You Pokemon catcher so they're trapped as well. You can also use Giovanni's Charisma. You judge them and all that. It's very cool. You have the Turbo Energize to power up another Iron Torns. And the Team Rocket's Watchtower can overrun any Noctowl build. Very, very strong up against Tera Box because if they're not able to use Noctowls, they just brick. And that's why Iron Torns did so well. And then we have Marcos Cifuentes with the same Guardy list that we have seen before. So yeah, some unique things that we can take away is that Tera Box did well everywhere. So I think at the upcoming regionals, people will be tacking in Shaman for sure. And Gardevoir did win every event, so people will need an answer for Gardevoir and Tera Box, I would say. So if you can beat Gardevoir and Tera Box, you should be good to win the upcoming events, I would say. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the run through of the top 16 deck list of both regionals. If you enjoyed it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways to support the channel. And I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about these results? For me personally, I saw a lot of things I like. I saw rogue decks like Greninja EX doing well, Conkeldurr doing well, Iron Torrent returning. So there is still room for innovation in this Black Bolt and White Flare metagame before we dive into Mega Evolution. More regionals coming, more League Cups, League Challenges, all that good stuff. So we will, of course, focus still a little bit on this meta until we are done. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, you know what to do. If you want to get some points, you will need to include Shaman, you will need to beat Tera Box and Gardevoir, and then you should be good to go, I would say. So have yourself a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Peace!